All right, my name's Bill, and this is a continuation of part 2 of my first few days in prison. This is about 1 year on. This is where I got shanked multiple times in the face and in the body. I was about 1 year in. I was still on remand. This is before I got sentenced and got 12 years. So one of the boys have come down from Goulburn jail, and in the units, they stopped mixing units where next door can come over and go back and forth. This event here is what led me to Goulburn, then NPU, then the STG unit, the security threat group, the gangs unit, 2.5 years of that, and 11 months no TV. So one of the boys come from Goulburn, and like I said back then, jail wasn't like now, and we had just woken up. He had come the night before, and we're all saying hi. There was a few boys in the unit. Anyway, I wake up that morning, I'm still in my slippers, I'm still in my thongs. I wake up, I go to the phone like I usually do, and I jump on the phone, make a phone call. As I'm on the phone, I notice a bit of weird movements. So I'm about, like I said, 1 year in, you know, I'm comfortable in jail now, but I noticed movements, and I didn't feel right. After this event, man, that's it. I wasn't gonna get caught slipping ever again. So I noticed movements on the phone. People from next door, the screws were letting in people from next door of a certain nasho, and they were coming in, yeah, we're doing, my brother. So the numbers in our unit were pretty much even at the time, but everyone from next door was coming through, and other units, they were letting them in. So I looked like that, and then as I'm on the phone, I noticed them get close to me. And they noticed me look, and I turned around as I'm on the phone. So anyway, I got off the phone, I hanged up, I finished, I went upstairs, I got my breakfast. I'm sitting on the ping pong table downstairs, and the brother that came from Goulburn was sitting next to me. All the boys had just woken up. We had half upstairs in the bedroom still. The others were just on the phone and things like that. So I'm sitting on the ping pong table, I'm having my breakfast, just talking to him. I come to realize later that it wasn't me they were after. It was the brother that came down from another jail. Message came down to get him, but I got first, because at that time, for those who know, it's all good, but I was the ball runner of the boys inside. I was 20 years old, 19, 20 years old, and I really didn't care. Like, I was taking the ball up, I was running with things and so forth. But anyway, so I'm having my breakfast. All of a sudden, man, someone comes from behind me, swinging. I'm very fortunate that it was a sharpened toothbrush. It wasn't a spike. Swinging from the side, and it's got me straight on my head there, right across there, scar there. The next one got me straight there. Then one from the front got me, there's a dimple on my cheek right there. Anyway, so he's come from there, they've come from across there and just started just digging into my face. I've dropped my milk, and I've just started just swinging. I don't know what's going on. After me, instantaneously, he's got, and everyone else got. It was targeted. Man, by then, enough people came from next door and from other units where, man, it was triple the numbers we had. So as I'm swinging, the amount of rush that came at me, I ended up falling back, and the person, and one of them ended up on top of me. As he's on top of me, I'm getting spiked with spikes in my legs, in my arms, my body, and he's on top of me trying to dig on my face. So I'm trying to get up, and he's trying to push me down. So we end up going back and back and back as I'm trying to get up. We end up in the cell. That's a place you don't want to be. So the momentum of me trying to get up and him pushing down on me and everyone else, we end up sliding back. Now we're in a cell. So we're in a cell. All of a sudden, I see it goes dark. The door closes. He's on top of me. I've got his hand, and he's trying to dig into me. I'm fortunate enough, I wrestled off him, and I ended up doing enough to get him off me, and I jumped straight on the bed. As I'm on the bed, I just started swinging with what I took off him, and they're trying to swing at me, and I'm kicking and everything, and they end up running out. Anyway, I didn't realize, by then, I had been punctured a lot of times on my face, on my body, on my legs. My clothes had been ripped off me fully. I was just in my underwear. So as they ran out, Look, I was fortunate enough to get that off him and do what I had to do to push him off. And when I jumped on the bed, they're trying to swing at me and I'm swinging at them. Now I've got something with me. They ended up running out. So as they've done that, I've jumped off the bed, ran outside the door, and as I've hit in front of the door, I don't realize all my clothes have been ripped off me. I'm literally in my underwear. I'm covered everywhere in red, as you could imagine. I was very fortunate that the one that got me in my face wasn't a spike. The ones in my legs were, in my body, in my arms. As I was swinging, standing up, they were just getting me in my arms and all that. So I get to the door, I'm standing and I see the unit in chaos, like chaos. Boys that were upstairs at the time had heard the commotion, ran down with rice cookers and all that, and the whole unit was just on. I've got to the front of the door, I've gone to run out, and I've just fainted. I had lost a lot of blood by then. One of the boys had literally come grab me. We had turned the momentum around in the unit, and by then the squad had come and pushed, and everyone's just dispersed and so forth. I was very lucky, like I said. It was the spikes. It wasn't the spikes in my face. But anyway, when the boys come out of, realize what's happening and they've come out of the unit, it turned things around. The squad have come. I got taken clinic with another few boys. I refused to go to the hospital. I got, nah, take me back to the unit. So what they did was they got, they cleaned that up. They put it together on my face and my body, and they've used like a super glue. And I remember spewing, man, because there was super glue on my hair, my face. It was just a bodgy patch-up way. But I wanted to go back to the unit to get my get back. I wasn't going nowhere. Because if I went hospital, I would have had to go to Long Bay and so forth. So they super glue me up and so forth. I go back to the unit. They lock us in for 2 weeks. The whole unit gets locked down because of what happened, yeah? Man, the screws set us up, obviously. And like I said, it wasn't for me. It was the brother that came, from another jail. But anyway, 2 weeks they lock us in and so forth. And those 2 weeks I'm healing up, but I'm boiling like a jug. I think I turned 20 years old, 19, 20 years old. I was 20 years old and I'm boiling. I want my get back. They took how many people to Segro. They realized they come from other units, but there was people left behind. So anyway, 2 weeks go by, I'm healing up. I'm in the cell, I'm bubbling, man, just waiting for that cell door to be open to get my get back. I got dragged into jail politics, yeah? This is what led me into the route I done my jail. I didn't do my jail in C Classos. I done my jail in Goulburn, in the gangs unit, and MPU, and so forth. Now, once they done let go, 2 weeks later, I'm ready. I realize who's still in the unit by then, who's coming in and out of their cells. I go straight downstairs, get my get back, do what I have to do, boom. I get taken to Segro, but I'm good. From there, that was the start of me really being dragged into jail politics. And this is what led me to Goulburn jail. When I got sentenced not long after it, I ended up going, from there, I went to Lithgow. I went to Lithgow jail. At Lithgow jail, I'm gonna leave that for another time, what happened. I was still on remand. To give me therapy for what I did when they let me go, they sent me to Lithgow for a while. Part 4, I'll talk about that. But this now, I'm telling this story for the youth to see, man, jail, I was a young kid that got caught up in jail politics like that, yeah? And which made a switch turn inside me, made my heart go black. So from there, I spent the next how many years just getting my get back and forth. But this is how jail was, yeah? Me being like that, doing my time like that inside of prison, what it did, it only led me to doing jail harder. Like I said, I ended up going to Goulburn for how many years? Then I was in MPU, man, which is a dark place, for 6 months, waiting to go to the gangs unit, the STG unit. The STG unit was 2 or 3 from each nationality, 2 or 3 of the most influential in the system. So they wanted to stop all this gang politics inside of prison. I was of the 4th of my kind, of the second because it's 12 at a time in the unit. So I was, I think, the 13th person to go in the STG unit, and which led me to doing my time from that incident there, going back and forth and getting caught up in jail politics. I wish I took another route where I would have got a C-Class O, work, home visit and so forth, but I've done all my time in maximum security. I've done it hard. Man, this is for the youth to see, man, jail, I was just a kid that got locked up, and these are the experiences that I went through, and unfortunate that some people that make it out, or you don't get out the same. So stay tuned for part 4 to continue on, guys. I hope I'm spreading awareness. Certified streetwear, my clothing brand is dropping soon, guys. Check it out, the link's in the bio. The hottest streetwear to hit the streets is coming soon. My name's UnderworldBill. See you next time.